Hello student of UQ Dent, a new program of dental art movie and carving of maxillary central incisor. أهلا بكم أعزائي المشاهدين مع حلقة جديدة من dental art movie هنعمل فيها carving of maxillary central incisor. We start drawing crown measurement weekly by data show and then we can carve the crown. The first step is getting crown length, which is about 11 millimeter, and mark on the wax block all over the wax block surfaces, and root length, which about 15 millimeter, and then perform a midline on the labial surface of wax block and begin to measure mesiodistal width, which about 8 mm at cervical third and 10 mm at incisal third, in which the mid-width measurements is the midline. Measure 4 mm mesial and 4 mm distal at cervical area from midline, whereas 5 mm mesial and 5 mm distal at the incisal, and match these points to get the trapezoid shape. Measure the labiolingual thickness, which is about 8 mm from the labial face, and mark on the wax. And begin to remove the wax excess, firstly from the lingual side, then at the mesial by the way of heating. And this is the final shape of the wax block after removing all excess. And this is the crown length and this trapezoid shape, 8 mm at cervical area, 10 mm mesiodistally at incisal, and 8 mm labiolingual, and begin to carve the crown. نراجع بقى اللينس اهو 11 ملم، مفيش مشكلة خالص ان احنا نراجع على البلوك، نقيس تاني اللي احنا عملناه، ان نشوف الويدز ميزيوديستالي 8 ملم at cervical and 10 ملم at incisal، ونقيس كل ده بالمسطرة ونشوف احنا صح ولا رحنا فين، ونروح لفين البلوك الواكس ونشوف 8 ملم at labiolingual steps، ونبتدي نعمل carving of the labial aspect. Firstly, we make the slope from labial to incisal, and on the other side from lingual to incisor. To make the geometric outline of the proximal aspect, mesial or distal, seem to be triangular. Carving of labial aspect is begun by carving of cervical ridge at cervical third, which is sloped towards the cervical line. Carving of both middle and incisal 2/3 was sloped towards the incisal. make a harmony between incisal and the middle third and cervical third. Then make roundation to both mediolingual and distolingual line angles to finish the labial aspect. Carving of the lingual aspect is begin with more roundation of both mesiolingual and distolingual line angles, in which the cingulum seems to be a semicircle in shape. And the definition of cingulum: it is a prominence of the cervical third of the lingual aspect, whereas both middle and incisal two thirds of the lingual surface contain the lingual fossa. Finishing of the lingual fossa by the spoon part of the wax carver through a very delicate way to take more smooth appearance. Carving of the root is obtained through the removal of wax excess, layer by layer, until reached to the crown boundaries. Mark lastly the cervical line and polish the model. And this is the final shape of maxillary central incisor carved wax. خلصت الحلقة. سلام. دكتور شريف حسن.